Young people today need to understand what agriculture is and its contribution to the global food chain.
Integrated and sustainable agricultural production system is one alternative solution to address the global challenge of ensuring the supply of safe, nutritious, and affordable food for all.
The Agri Study Program, Faculty of Agriculture, Universitas Sebelas Maret, aim to address global food security challenge through sustainable agricultural development. This is in line with its vision to become an internationally recognized program that contributes to community welfare.
The study program of Agribusiness, Faculty of Agriculture, Universitas Sebelas Maret, strives to provide high-quality education and develop scientific knowledge and technology products in the field of agribusiness with an orientation for sustainable agricultural development.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's my great honor to welcome you to the first International Conference on Agriculture and Food System, ICAFS 2025, proudly organized by the Agribusiness Department, Faculty of Agriculture, Universitas Sebelas Maret, Indonesia, and support by the Indonesian Agribusiness Association. The theme of this conference is Building Resilient Agriculture and Food System, Strategies for Overcoming Disruption and Ensuring Food Security. And I am Irma Maskarima. I will be your Master of Ceremony to go today's program. To begin our event, let's honor our national by singing our national anthem, Indonesia Raya, together. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. To continue, let us proceed to the welcoming remarks. The first welcoming speech will be delivered by the committee chairperson. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Fani Widjati.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf on the organizing committee, it's my great honor and pleasure to welcome you all the first international conference on agriculture and food system 2025. This event is organized by Agribusiness Department, Faculty of Agriculture, Universitas Sebelas Maret, Indonesia. This conference with the theme Building resilient Agriculture and Food System Strategies for Overcoming Disruption and Ensuring Food Security provide us with the important platform to exchange ideas, share experience, and strengthen collaboration in facing global challenges such as climate change, pandemic, conflict, and supply chain disruption that continue to affect to our food system. We are privileged to have with us enrich the spirit of this conference and demonstrate the importance of international collaboration in addressing
Agribusiness Department. As the organizer of this event, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Evi Irawan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Dean of Faculty of Agriculture, Universitas Sebelas Maret, Professor Samanhudi, distinguished keynote speakers, esteemed researcher, policymaker, industry leader, practitioner, student, and honor guests, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you joining from different time zones around the world. Selamat datang to the first conference on agriculture and food system hosted virtually by Universitas Sebelas Maret, Indonesia. On behalf of the Agribusiness Study Program, Faculty of Agriculture, Universitas Sebelas Maret, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to this fully online gathering. We are grateful that you have made the time wherever you are to connect, collaborate, and contribute to this important conversation. Your presence affirms that knowledge, commitment, and teamwork can bridge distance and make real impact. Our theme, Building Resilient Agriculture and Food System, Strategies for Overcoming Disruptions and Ensuring Food Security, could not be more timely. We live in an age where climate extreme, supply chain volatility, public health crisis, conflicts, and price shock do not occur sequentially, but simultaneously. This testing the ability of farmers, firms, and institutions to adapt. Resilience today means more than recovery. It means anticipation, adaptation, and transformation, punching forward into stronger, smarter systems that protect both livelihood and landscape. This virtual format is itself a practical expression of resilience. It reduces travel barrier, widens participation, and allows us to assemble a remarkable global community. Researchers and practitioners who mix otherwise not be in the same room. Let's use this opportunity to connect across discipline and border, to translate rigorous evidence into policy and business practice, and to shift an agenda that is actionable beyond this conference. I would like to express sincere appreciation to our keynote speakers whose scholarship and leadership continue to shape this field. My thanks to the organizing scientific community, our partner, and the many volunteers who have built this conference, from program curation to platform support. To our students and early career researchers, your curiosity and courage fuel the future of resilient agri-food system. While we meet online, the spirit of gotong royong, mutual cooperation, guides us collaboration. This value is deeply rooted in Indonesian society and perfectly aligned with the task before us to build food system they are shock ready, climate smart, market connected, and people centered. Ladies and gentlemen, challenges are real and rising, but our collective capacity, when we align science with practice, finance with inclusion, and policy with participation, is greater. Let us use this virtual space to forge partnership, test ideas, and commit to action that endure beyond today. May our discussion be rigorous, our collaboration meaningful, and our outcome transformative for farmers, for consumers, and for our shared planet. Thank you. Terima kasih. Selamat berkonferensi. Have a productive conference. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much, Dr. Evi Irawan. Next, we will have the welcoming address. Let us begin by inviting Dean of the Faculty of Agriculture, Universitas Sebelas Maret, to deliver his remark. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Professor Dr. Insinyur Samanhudi, SPMSI, IPM ASEAN Engineering, APEC Engineering.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. The Honorable Dr. Evi Irawan, Head of Agribusiness Department, Faculty of Agriculture, Universitas Sebelas Maret. The Honorable Dr. Fani Widadi, as Chairman in this event, and all of committee, all of committee in this event, and all of participants. It is my great honor and pleasure to warmly welcome you all to the first international conference on agriculture and food system 2025. This event is organized by the Agribusiness Department, Faculty of Agriculture, Universitas Sebelas Maret, in collaboration with our esteemed partners. First and foremost, let us give thanks to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, the Almighty, for granting us health, wisdom, and the opportunity to gather here today. This conference, which the themes building resilience, agriculture, and food security, food system strategies for overcoming disruption and ensuring food security, reflects our shared commitment to addressing one of the most pressing global challenges of our times. We are deeply honored to welcome our distinguished keynote speakers. The first, Professor Justus Wessler from Wageningen University and Research, the Netherlands, and the second, Professor Nursida from University Putra, Malaysia, and then Professor Minar Feritani from Universitas Sebelas Maret. On behalf of the Faculty of Agriculture, Universitas Sebelas Maret, I extend my heartfelt gratitude for your valuable time, insights, and willingness to share your expertise with us. Your contribution will undoubtedly enrich this conference and inspire meaningful dialogues on strengthening resilience in agriculture and food system. I would also like to express my sincere appreciation to all participants joining us from around the world, including Indonesia, Uzbekistan, Hungary, and Taiwan. Your presence demonstrates that global commitment to building more resilient and sustainable food system, and we are truly grateful for your active participation in this important event. This conference brings together academics, researchers, policymakers, industry professionals, and students from across the globe. I believe it will foster meaningful discussion, strengthen international collaboration, and generate actionable strategies to ensure food security and sustainability for present and future generations. On behalf of the Faculty of Agriculture, I also wish to express my deep appreciation to the organizing committee, the supporting institution, and all contributors who have worked tirelessly to make this event possible. Finally, I invite all participants to actively engage, collaborate, and network throughout the session. By this conference, not only enrich our academic knowledge, but also inspire real contribution to resilient agriculture and food system globally. With Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, I officially welcome you to the first International Conference on Agriculture and Food System 2025. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Professor Samanhudi, for your kind remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now move to parallel discussion session. Each participant is kindly requested to present for a maximum of 10 minutes, followed by a discussion lasting up to 10 minutes. To keep the spirit alive, we inform you that an award for the best presenter in each breakout room will be given as a token of appreciation at the end of the session. Afterward, please kindly wait for a moment. Our committee will soon assign you to the available breakout rooms. While waiting, please prepare yourself to present the related article. Welcome back, participant. We trust that you remain engaged as we proceed with the program. We are honored to present three distinguished keynote speakers who possess extensive expertise in their respective field who will deliver the speech during this afternoon session. Also, please be reminded that at the conclusion of this event, award will be presented to best presenter in each breakout room. Therefore, we encourage your continued attention and participation. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now proceed to the keynote speech session. For this session, we are pleased to invite Dr. Mandasari to lead as the moderator. Dr. Mandasari is a lecturer in the Agribusiness Department, Universitas Sebelas Maret. She has extensive academic and research experience. She earned her PhD in agricultural economy from the Washington State University, USA. She also holds two master degrees in agribusiness and accounting from the Universitas Sebelas Maret. Her expertise has led the published in international journal, present at global conference, and received multiple awards, including Best Paper and Best Presenter in Asia Future Conference, South Korea. Currently, she is active, engaged in research and agriculture, economic sustainability, and environment issues. Please welcome Dr. Mandasari.
Relevant in today's challenges. That is relevant in today's challenges. That is building building resilience agriculture and food system, strategies for overcoming disruptions and ensuring food security. In this session, we will bring together three leading experts. They are Professor Norsida Bintiman, Professor Justus Wesseler, and Professor Minar Ferry. Professor Justus Wesseler and Professor Minar Ferihani.
So, we need the solution. We need to combine technology and agriculture. So, agriculture is not only the farming. This is a food system. Actually, food system go beyond farming. It's including production, processing and storage, distribution and logistics, consumption, waste management, and support system. As you can see the figure where it shows food system elements. it's well explained about what I explained here. Okay, so we want to integrate innovation and technology with agriculture because they enable smarter use of land, water, and energy, support resilience against climate shocks, strengthen global food value chains and reduce waste, and empower smallholders, youth, and women in agriculture. What is innovation management in agriculture? Why we need to manage the innovation and technology? Okay, definition. Coordinated process of creating, adapting, and scaling new solution in agriculture and food system. And then the dimension is technological innovation, IoT, AI, robotic, etc. Organizational innovation, cooperative, contract farming, value chain integration, and social innovation, youth engagement, women empowerment, community farming. So the important is it will help to align research, private sector, and farmers into sustainable practices that required for agriculture sector. For example, Netherlands greenhouse innovation model, high productivity with minimal land. So that's why we need technology in agriculture to transform the agriculture sector to become more productive, sustain and secure the food for human. Okay, the key technologies transforming agriculture and food system. What kind of the technologies that we want to use in agriculture or we want to adopt by the farmers? One is digital agriculture, where precision farming, drones, GPS mapping, and IoT soil sensor, which can reduce input costs and improve yield. We can use digital agriculture in big data and AI, predict pest outbreaks, optimize fertilizer use, and monitor crops. Then mobile apps and platform, which provide farmers with weather forecasts, market prices, and online trading. We can use digital agriculture, use reliance on harmful chemical. We also have the technology innovation in fortified crop, bioinformatics, enhanced nutrition. And for example, drought-tolerant rice variety in Southeast Asia, improving food security and flood and drought-prone regions. And then we also have food system technology, where we have a smart logistic, real-time tracking, AI-driven distribution, cold chain innovation, reduce post-harvest losses, currently up to 30% in many developing countries, alternative protein, plant-based, insect-based, and lab-grown meat for sustainable diet. We also have food waste reduction technology, AI-powered demand forecasting in supermarket. For example, Singapore invests heavily in alternative protein to enhance food security. So, how to manage innovation or technology across the value chain? Okay, agriculture value chain consists input supply, production, trading, warehousing, processing, wholesale, export, and retail. So, in every chain, in every step, phase, we can manage innovation or using the technology. For example, in input supply, they have design, manufacturing, and distribution. Consists seeds, fertilizer, irrigation equipment. When the planting, when buying, when quality grading, refining, transporting, and selling to consumers. So along the agriculture value chain, we need to manage innovation. Okay, we can focus on farm level first, where we can capacitate the building and training. So we need extension services to conduct the digital literacy program. We can conduct farmers field school for the farmers. And then we also can manage the financial incentive, provide it to subsidies, microcredit, insurance scheme to reduce risk of adopting new technology to the farmers. We can have a digital decision support tool, AI-based pest detection application, satellite imaging for crop monitoring. We also can have the farmers cooperative, farmers cooperative, for example, sharing the machinery, sharing the drone, tractors, and other technology to reduce the cost. Example, Kenya's Digital Green use video-based training for rural farmers. So what we can do to manage the innovation and acceptance of or adoption of the technology. Okay, at the supply chain and processing, okay, we have raw material sent to supplier, factory, and then distribution, retail and customer. So we can use the technology innovation as a digital platform for market access. We also can use blockchain for trust in export. We can use automation and robotic, some sorting, grading, packaging machine to improve efficiency. We can also use innovation and technology of cold chain logistics. For example, Indonesia Tani Hub platform connects small farmers with restaurants and retailers. At the level of retail and consumer, we can use the technology for smart packaging, where shelf life sensor, QR code for traceability, biodegradable packaging to reduce waste, e-commerce platform, expanding access to fresh produce via online grocery and delivery system. We also need to do consumer awareness campaigns to promote the sustainable diet. We can also personalize nutrition using AI app suggesting healthy diet. For example, European supermarket use dynamic pricing, AI-driven discount to reduce food waste. At the institutional management, government, so how to link it with the technology and agriculture. Government, with their policy framework, need to support the climate smart agriculture, funding for rural digital infrastructure, public-private partnership to scale innovation, while the academia and research can develop local climate-resilient crop variety, bringing traditional knowledge with modern agri-tech, and also training next generation to be as agri-entrepreneurs. While private sector, how private sector can help us to promote technology-driven agriculture, investment in agri-technology startup, partnership with farmers to ensure sustainable sourcing, and also building inclusive value chain that integrate smallholders. So, for example, the Netherlands triple helix model, where government, academia, industry collaboration has made it a leader in agri-food innovation. So, all of this, what make it link to SDGs? Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 SDGs that relate to agriculture. Zero hunger. Number 3, good health and well-being. SDG 9, industry innovation and infrastructure. SDG 12, responsible consumption and production. And SDG 13, climate action. So all of this link to the SDG. So by doing the innovation and technology management, there are opportunities and benefit. Okay, for example, first, transition toward climate smart and circular agriculture. This can be do by adopting the technology. For example, adoption of regenerative practices, where we can use cover crop, conservation tillage, carbon farming, recycle agriculture waste into bioenergy, organic fertilizer, and animal feed. We can use the concept of circular economy approach to reduce input dependency and waste. We also can benefit from the innovation. Also in controlled environment agriculture, where hydroponic, aquaponic, and aeroponic in cities reduce transport emission and ensure year-round fresh produce. We can also implement the rooftop gardens and indoor farming to integrate it into smart cities. And the greater role of AI, robotic, and biotech convergence. So this technology, AI-powered predictive analytics for climate and pest risk, robotic for automated weeding, harvesting, and packaging, and also convergence of biotech plus digital tool to personalize nutrition, generated resilient crop, and also we can benefit it in alternative food sources, expansion of plant-based protein, potential to reduce pressure on land, water, and biodiversity, opens new agri-food market and consumer choice. And we also can have green finance and investment, growth of impact, investing in green bond for sustainable agriculture, financing model tailored for smallholders and agri-tech startups. So for youth and women in agripreneurship, it also can use increasing role of youth innovator in agri-tech startup, women-led agribusiness model, digital platform empowering new entrants into farming, global cooperation and policy harmonization, and then we need to consumer-driven transformation, and also we need to call for the action. This is all benefit and the opportunity that we can have from the technology innovation management. So for the challenges and consideration, we need to make sure we can have solution in digital divide, where we have facing problem or challenges where smallholders in rural areas often lack access to internet continuity, smartphone or digital tools, risk of widening inequality between large commercials, farm and small farm. We need also need consideration how to solve the problem of high upfront costs, where the drone, IoT, sensor, AI system in agriculture requires significant investment. And then smallholders often face limited credit access and high financial risk. While the data privacy and ownership also a matter where farmers may lose control of their data when shared with large agribusiness or technology company. Need for clear regulation and on data security, ownership and fair use. It's also facing with the inclusive policy, women, youth, rural community, often excluded from decision making. Policy must ensure fair access to training, finance and land rights. And then we also have difficulty or challenges, problem in knowledge and skill gap, where farmers may lack technical knowledge to adopt or maintain modern technologies, need for strong extension service and digital literacy program for the solution. It's also relating to infrastructure limitation, where poor electricity in the rural area, remote area, weak logistics, and lack of storage facility hinder technology adoption. Then, if you want to adopt the cold chain and smart logistics, it may require significant investment. And then we also facing the problem with the resistance to change, where cultural preference, reliance on traditional farming practices can slow adoption of innovation and technology. Sometimes farmers may mistrust unfamiliar technologies. And then we also need to concern about the environmental. Our reliance on biotech or mechanization also could create new ecological risks if mismanaged. E-waste from discarded sensor or device may rise. And we also have the problem with uncertainty market and policy. Lack of stable policy or weak enforcement discourage private sector investment. Farmers also face volatile market prices that undermine confidence in investing in technology. So as a conclusion, innovation, technology, effective management are not separate elements. They are three pillars, okay, of a truly sustainable food system. Innovation gives us new ideas. Technology turns those ideas into practical tools, and effective management ensures that they are scaled, shared, and sustained. When these forces work together, we can feed a growing population and safeguard our environment, empower farmers, and create healthier food system for all. So the future of agriculture is not only about producing more food, but producing it smarter, greener, and fairer. Let us commit to collaboration across governments, industry, academia, and communities, because only together we can achieve resilient, sustainable food system for generations to come. Okay, so thank you very much. Maybe it's very fast, my presentation. Is it okay, Madam Chairman?
Yes, thank you very much for the interesting and insightful presentation, Professor Nursida. So, ladies and gentlemen, Professor Nursida highlighted three essential pillars for sustainable food system. There are innovation, technology, and effective management. And the key message from Professor Nursida was also clear, that agriculture should move towards practices that are smarter, greener, and also inclusive. So that was really, really enlightening. Thank you so much, Professor Nursida. So, ladies and gentlemen, we continue to the next speakers. That is Professor Justus Wessler from Wageningen University and Research, the Netherlands. Professor Wessler holds a degree in agriculture, environmental, and natural resources economics from the University of Göttingen, Germany. And he currently serves as chair of agricultural economics and rural policy. His expertise includes bioeconomy and policy. Beyond academia, he has coordinated major European Union funded projects such as BioMonitor, and serves as a member of the European Union high-level expert group on food system science. Today, Professor Wessler will deliver a talk on zero hunger from the perspective of sustainability economics. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Professor Wessler.
Yes, many thanks for the very nice introduction, and also many thanks to Dr. Evi Iravan for organizing this very important event. Now, what I will do is talk about the links between food security, building resilient agriculture systems, and the challenges for addressing the problem of zero hunger, as is one of the SDG goals previously already mentioned. Now, I show here the cover of a book that has been published by Nobel laureate Joseph Stiglitz. And what he points out in his book is that freedom and well-being, which many people strive for, they are going hand in hand. And for being free or achieving freedom, there's a high dependency on the opportunity sets of individuals. And one of the big challenges that we are facing is that hunger reduces such kind of opportunities. So, for addressing the issue of hunger, for addressing the issue of food security, we also contribute for reaching freedom and well-being. Now, if we look at the situation of food production in the world, what we observe is that basically there is enough food available. The problem is that the distribution of availability is quite different. There is still, despite having enough calories being produced worldwide, strong undernourishment in regions of the world, as shown here in this map. Now, if we translate undernourishment and combine this with other indicators, then we also observe that food insecurity is an issue, and this covers more regions than those regions that have been highlighted with respect to undernourishment. Now, if we then further look into what we call hidden hunger, that is the not enough availability for micronutrients, then we observe that hunger is even more widespread if we only look into undernourishment. And then if we put this all together, hidden hunger, undernourishment, and the other indicators, then we observe that we have global hidden hunger that is basically covering most of our worlds. And you can see here Indonesia in the southeast. It is somewhere in the middle there. Now, for addressing this, for trying to contribute to reduce hunger, the United Nations have developed sustainable development goals, realizing that hunger is one of the issues that is related to sustainable development, as I already mentioned before, and the previous speaker already has highlighted the link between food security and the sustainable development goals. Addressing zero hunger includes ensuring access to safe, nutritious and sufficient food for all the people, and especially vulnerable population, and also promoting sustainable food production systems. Now, looking at this and taking into consideration that we observe population growth, forecasts estimate that food demand may increase by 60 to 100% by 2050. So this is almost a doubling of the food that we currently produce. That has to do not also with population change, but also with income changes in major countries and the changes in food demand that are a result of this. So what this basically means is that reducing hunger requires an increase in food supply. And based on information that we have and number of studies, this increases the pressure on the environment. And further, increasing food production is also challenged by climate change. And taking this together, this has a challenge for sustainable development. Now, there are a number of policies that try to address the problem of sustainable development. There's one of the big problems that we are facing is that if we try to implement policies in one region of the world, for example, the European Union, to address some of the challenges with respect to sustainability, that we have to take into consideration that this will generate also spillover effects to other regions of the world. For example, under the Farm to Fork strategy in the European Union, there's a strong focus on more sustainable agriculture production by reducing hazardous pesticides, by reducing nitrogen applications on agricultural land. This can reduce within the European Union the emission of greenhouse gases. But if the European Union, for example, produces less food, then considering increase in food demand, other regions of the world will definitely increase their food supplies. And then we have a reduction in greenhouse gas emissions maybe in the European Union, but an increase potentially in other regions of the world. And if we take this into consideration, then the farm-to-fork strategy, for example, in the European Union, may in the end not result in an overall greenhouse gas emission reduction. And that is basically also due to the fact that when we look at efficiency in production, European Union agriculture is highly efficient in comparison to many other regions of the world that would then jump in to upgrade their agriculture production. Now, for addressing this sustainability challenge, we have to look for new solutions to being able to produce food sustainable. And there are a lot of opportunities that are related to the use of modern biotechnology. As modern biotechnology allows us in many areas within the agriculture system to produce the products that we have an interest in more efficient with respect to the implications for the environment. Now there are a number of technologies, and many have already been mentioned. For example, using genome editing in agriculture. This slide here shows applications that have been mentioned in the literature. We can talk about other solutions such as plant-based alternatives to meat, considering the increase. Worked on this issue and being aware about how we should address new technologies, new ideas. We need more than one unit of benefits to compensate economy models, and that this matters is illustrated here by this quote from the African Union. And one can assess the implications by looking into the more details of the model. And again, I have listed here a reference, and we did a study looking into African countries about the cost environment that we have with good institutions can kill the impact that we would like to achieve. And institutional and regular change is far more difficult and needs more attention, and that is where we need the innovation ecosystems. And if you want to do more, there are 3 reports that I also have been involved. You can look them up. Also English versions are available. And
Farmers Association and international collaboration aimed at strengthening local agricultural resilience. Today, Professor Ferry Hani will deliver a talk on strategies to improve Indonesia's food security. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Professor Ferry Hani.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Kumanda. Hello, everyone. It is a pleasure to be here. I want to thank you for organizing the event. And I want, on myself, I want to convey my respectful greeting to Professor Justice Besser and Professor Nurtija Pimpinan from University Putra Malaysia. In my presentation, I'm going to talk about Indonesia's general program and share some experience from my research related to building resilient agriculture and food system, strategies for overcoming disruption and ensuring food security. So let's start the presentation. Laulani, who first discovered the SRE method in Madagascar in 1983 to 1984, The picture is on the left side. The paper contains a theory of how rice plant growth can be described in a table that is very useful for maximizing its growth according to the physiological and agroecosystem properties for agricultural expansion. This table shows that farmer practices or farmer methods under saline water fetid condition cannot grow rice plant, so the magnitude of the rice yield is 0. And on SRI method, the magnitude of the harvest are around 5 to 6 ton per hectare. Now we turn to subchapter 3, collaboration between the Ministry of Public Works and the Ministry of Agriculture. The government and CORICA, or Artificial Intelligence Industry Research and Innovation Collaboration, are developing the 2030 AI roadmap, which includes the agriculture sector as a strategic priority. And the focus is on developing ethical, inclusive AI and in line with local cultural values, as well as strengthening Indonesia's agricultural data sovereignty. And on drone and robotics, in addition, the government has begun developing more cost-effective and environmentally friendly solar-based irrigation systems for areas with limited water resources. It also uses local sensor technology to detect common plant pests and disease in Indonesia. Among academics is currently still scarce. Due to the above weaknesses, we can underline into 3 subchapters, into 3 points, The first point, this creates complex management issues as an agriculture system that supports The second point, consequently, a complete overhaul of the farmers' institution system is needed, adapting and innovating to local wisdom with the participants of the government and village institutions. Then the last point is, it is the government responsibility to foster, assist, and support the development of operational solutions specific to each region and commodity to achieve regional economic growth targets. That's my presentation. I hope you have fruitful
innovation as well as the use of adaptive methods. And she also reminded us an important message that the resilience of food systems required both innovations and also strong institutions that empower farmers as well as community. So, ladies and gentlemen, by that, we completed the presentation for the 3 speakers. Ladies and gentlemen, before we move to the QA session, we will have a break photo session. I kindly invite the keynote speakers and also audience to turn your camera on, and so that we can capture this moment. Please stay on cam for a while. Thank you. Smile, please. Okay, thank you very much. So, again, thank you for our 3 keynote speakers and for the rich and insightful presentation. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin to the Q&A session. This is your chance to ask a question to the keynote speakers. Please raise hand feature on your screen or type questions on your chat box. For the first part, we will have 3 questions from the audience. We welcome you to ask questions. Note that for Professor Wessler, you can ask questions through email. And for now, we can only accommodate questions for two speakers, Professor Nursida and also Professor Ferihani. Thank you. So there is already a question from Muhammad Imam Ma'ruf via chat box. Okay, the first question is directed to Professor Nursida. So, Professor Nursida, you can also read the question via chat that while the imperative for technological innovation in agriculture is widely accepted to address challenges such as climate change and food security, this often leads to a paradigms that prioritize efficiency and yields above anything else. This trajectory risks centralizing production, marginalizing smallholder farmers, and simplifying agro ecosystems. This potentially creates new vulnerabilities. So therefore, the critical question is not if we should innovate, but what form of innovation we should prioritize. So if you can catch this question, Professor Nursida, you are welcome to answer the question. We will save this question, and then we go to the next question from the second audience. Is there any audience who would like to ask question directly? No? If not, then we will continue to the second question from the chat box. So the second question goes for Professor Ferihani from Kartika. So from the presentation, the Ministry of Agriculture is expanding planting in 20 provinces, including Sumatra and Kalimantan, which are rawa areas. So do you think this target can be achieved? Thank you. Is there any one more question, please? For this part, we would like to have 3 questions. Okay, so we have one question from Professor Ernois. Please state your question, Professor Ernois.
Okay, thank you very much. Can you hear my voice?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. My question is for Professor Nursida and Professor Justus Wesseler. The first one, I'm curious about how can innovation be made accessible to smallholder farmers who are often left behind in the global food transition. And then the second one, I would like to know how can we redesign current food system to ensure the food security and nutritional quality, especially in developing countries like Indonesia, where technological innovation still a challenge and also a problem for us. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for the excellent question. So we would like to have each speaker to respond to the question. So Professor Nursida, could you please, yes, we are welcome you to answer the question, please.
The first question or the second question?
All of them, Professor. Yes, you can go one by one. Yes.
Again, the first question, I remember the second, but the first is relating on what, Prof. Noise? Again, sorry?
Relating with the
innovation,
how
isn't
can
it?
innovation be made accessible to smallholder farmers? As we already know, smallholder farmers, they are often left behind in the global food transition.
Yeah. Okay, actually, What innovation should be for? Okay, we must think about this. The problem isn't innovation, but what is effort? Okay, so the smallholders need to be empowered in terms of the training, in terms of the credit or financial, so they can afford to use or to adopt the innovation. And then the second question from Prof. Enois is relating on apa dah lupa dah. It's about
redesigning
defining,
redesigning food security in developing country, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right, Professor Enois?
Yes, that's right.
Redesigning food system. Okay, that food system is beyond the farming. Okay, bukan sahaja, not only for producing the food, but it relate to many things. For example, it's relate to the logistic and marketing, it's relate to food waste, it's relate with the policy, it's relates on many things. So we do not to have or stick with our paradigm that agriculture only produce the food, but it's also relate to the food system. That's why in agriculture we need to think about the diet and nutrition also. And then the extension focus should be given to nutrition and health to the community through agriculture. So it's a food system, not a food production, because the food system consists all of this, including nutrition and diet. Is it answer Prof. Enois' questions?
Yes, thank you, Prof. Norsida.
Yeah, thank you. Break between academia, between the farmers community, between the private company and government, so we can produce innovation, good innovation and technology that can be adopted by the farmers. And then we need to enable farmers, make they can change their practices, the adoption of the technology. And then we need to give the financial or business model to the farmers that they can follow to using the technology, so that they can support their business. Many things need to do. The innovation is okay, but how we practice it, how we design it, and what the model that can be suit, or the most good model to be implemented or used by the farmers. So many things need to do with the innovation. So we mentioned that the innovation will address challenges like climate change and food security is general. Okay, but if you want to innovate technology, you need to go further, study with the community what kind of the technology they want to use.
Audience, we do have those questions now in the chat box. So first is the question from Gita Nisa Aulia for Professor Norsida. Okay, from the presentation, digital tools such as apps can help farmers to obtain an effective and efficient production, but many farmers still unable to access them. What can be done to make these tools more available to small farmers? Thank you. We welcome Professor Norsida.
Okay, apps are the simple things, isn't it? The most affordable tool, digital tools. It can be served, can be download in handphone, smartphone. So it's very good to start from this. Okay, but however, there are many problems. For example, internet connectivity. Sometimes they don't have facility, they don't have infrastructure. So that will hinder the implementation using the tool or digital tool in agriculture. So what we can have done, the government should actually invest the money to provide to increase the development of infrastructure and facility first. If not, because all digital tools using the internet now, so we need to strengthen this part. Okay, because from mechanization, from traditional mechanization, automation, precision until now digital age, so many digital tool was developed. So not impossible this tool stop to be used. So the next future, many of the technology can be used in the form of digital. So they need to use it. Okay, so the government should to do something to make available small farmers available to use it. Okay, sometimes they need to make easy to all level of the farmers to use it. Not the educated one, but the simple and low knowledge of the farmers also can use the apps or digital tool in agriculture. So after the adoption, the acceptance of the technology widely used, so actually transformation of agriculture to digital will be happen. So they can facing many challenges, they can increase their productivity and also can facing with the problem of the climate change and anything. So that's my answer, Ms. Chairman.
Yes, thank you very much, Professor. So the point is encouraging small farmers to improve the technology adoption is very crucial, Professor. Is that what your point, right? Okay, so next question is for Professor Minar from Fatima Vita Azaro. So from the presentation, you encouraged food diversification beyond rice. How can we help people change their eating habits since rice is such a strong part of the Indonesian culture? Thank you.
Thank you, Fatima Vita Azahro. That's a good question, yeah. Eating habits tend to be a cultural, yeah. And it is the habit of the activities that usually be done. And to change the habit, I think it is necessary to have a big power or massive power. Yeah. Then it needs involvement in the government program, such as government can enter to make education to the elementary school, maybe, and give reward to the parent who give their kid various of food devices, and maybe it can be in the form of the we have to make the food as interesting as it can, yes, and such as we have to make the food things in appearance, presentations, or taste to make it interesting. Yeah. So that's it, my answer.
Okay, Professor Ferihani, I think that there is something interesting in your answer that you said elaborating with the government program is very essential, such as education, because introducing new staple food or local staple food early on is very important because there might be a chance to make the change of food diversification easier to be implemented in early age or youngsters compared to the adults. So I think that's a good idea, Professor Ferihani. Okay, do you have another question from the chat box? Could you please show that to us? Okay, so we do have another question from Gita Nisa Aulia to Professor Ferihani. So farmer empowerment program often succeed on a small scale, but struggle to expand in a larger scale. So in your experience, what's the biggest barrier to scaling up this initiative nationally, and how can it be overcome? This is a very important question. Please go ahead, Professor Ferihani.
Okay, thank you, Gita Nisa Aulia, with your questions. I try to answer here. Seems like we have to, or we must to make convince to the government that we have good program or program that can overcome the national problem. Yeah. And the opposite, maybe the government must make or create a place for the academics, like lecturer in the university, to present their finding. Yeah. So it can be collaborate between the...
And farmers face a tighter be managed so that the production costs remain affordable and accessible, particularly for the smallholders. Thank you.
We need to be considered. Sometimes they reject to use because they think that technology is very expensive, can decrease the labor, and then many things. So, we need to think the positive one. We want to produce more because of food security level of our country. We need to be care about the climate change, everything. So that we need to adopt the technology and need to innovate the things that overcome the problems in agriculture. So we need to encourage the farmers to use the technology. If not, they're still facing with the low income because they cannot predict the productivity, they cannot increase the yield. So that innovation and technology is very important in this matter. So need to convince the farmers, the community of the farmers, that technology can help them, assist them through the technology. That's my answer, Ms. Chairman.
Yes, thank you very much for the answer, Professor Nursida. We do hope that the innovation and technology will help farmers to reduce the production costs so that the agriculture production can be accessible for all. Thank you for the important answer. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your thoughtful questions, and also thank you for our keynote speakers for their comprehensive responses. So to close this session, let me highlight the essence of today's session. From Malaysia, Professor Nursida, we learned that innovation management is the backbone of sustainable and smart food system. And from Netherlands, we learned about critical insights on how biotechnology, regulation, and value chain support resilience. And from Indonesia, we saw concrete strategies and local experience to strengthen national food security through diversification, technology, and farmer empowerment. So we do hope that discussion today will bring meaningful benefit for all of us. On behalf of organizing committee, I sincerely thank you for the keynote speakers and audience, as well as all of the committee. With that, I officially close this session. Thank you very much and see you in other chances. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you very much.
much.
Thank you very much to our moderator, Dr. Mandasari, for leading this insightful session. And our deepest appreciation also goes to our three distinguished speakers for their valuable presentation and contribution. We do hope that knowledge and insight shared today will be beneficial for all of us and inspire future cooperation. Let us give them a warm round of applause. Before we conclude today's event, we would like to extend our appreciation to our keynote speaker for their wonderful and insightful speeches. Also, we would like to recognize the winner of the Best Presenter Award from each breakout room session held earlier this morning. The awarding of certificates will now be led by the chairperson of the event's organizing committee, Dr. Fani Widadi. Dr. Fani Widadi, the floor is yours.
Yes, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we have now come to special moment in our program. The presentation of certificate of award of the first International Conference on Agriculture and Food System 2025. This award is given to recognize outstanding presentation, clarity, and contribution to scientific discussion through the session. After carefully consideration by the scientific committee, also we discuss with the moderator in each room, it's my great pleasure to announce the best speaker in each room. The best speaker award goes to in the room 1. The presenter is Ihsan Nur Komar from Universitas